Hey, this is Brian with worshiptutorials.com. I want to take a moment today to tell you about a service that I've been using called DistroKid, and I have been using it to upload the music that I make for worship tutorials to stores and online services like Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, anywhere that you can buy or stream digital music. I've been using DistroKid lately to do that. Before we get into DistroKid and what it is and what they do, we'll just talk about distribution services like these, and I have used a lot of them. So if you make music and you've ever been curious how it is you can get your music out to those stores, it's actually really easy and pretty affordable. And I have used, like I said, there's a number of them. I've used CD Baby, I've used TuneCore, I've used Catapult Distribution, and most recently I have been using DistroKid. And DistroKid actually recently reached out to me and said, hey, can we sponsor a video? And I said, sure, because I think they have a few features that that lend themselves really well to churches and worship teams or bands. And they have ways that you can upload cover songs, which we'll talk about, and they make it really easy to do that. Probably the feature that sets them apart from everybody else, everybody does pricing a little bit different. All these services will get your music out there and will distribute the payment that or the money that you earn from those songs back to you. But the way they charge you is different for every service. Most of them will charge you a flat fee per album or per single. And then some of them will keep some of the revenue, from the earnings that you make. CD Baby, for example, will charge you a little bit lower rate per album or per single, but then they'll keep, I think it's 9%, at least it used to be 9% of the earnings, and they'll pay you 91%. TuneCore, for example, will charge you a certain amount per album, and then they'll charge that every year per album. DistroKid will charge you a flat rate. It's $20 per year for the basic account, and you can upload as much music as you possibly can. They don't put any limits on the amount of music you can upload that they'll distribute, and they pay you back all of the earnings. So if you record a song or write and record a song that makes $1 million, they will pay you $1 million. They don't keep any of it. So I thought rather than tell you the mechanics of how everything works with DistroKid, it would be easier just for me to upload a song that I have ready to upload and show you how it works, show you how easy it is. They make it easier than any other service that I have used, and they're fast, which is also cool. Like your music will get onto these services quickly, sometimes within a day. Anyway, let's go to the back end and show you how it works. Okay, so here is the back end of DistroKid. You can see that I have uploaded with them 2 full albums of music and 5 singles. By the way, if you're like, what in the world is this music? All these YouTube videos that I make, I have recently been putting all of the audio on iTunes and Spotify, anywhere else you can buy music. But right now what we're gonna do is upload a new song. This is a song called I Fall. I did a cover of it. It'll be on YouTube soon if it's not already. And it'll be available to listen at all these services soon. So one thing about DistroKid is they have different tiers of accounts. So the basic one is $19 a year, the Musician Plus is $36 a year, and the label is $80 a year. And so they all give you different perks that you may or may not want depending on your needs. So my account might look a little different than yours. All right, so this is the upload page. So from here you can choose what services you want to upload to. You can uncheck any of these or check them all. And then you can say this is a single or it's an album with up to 35 songs. I'm going to do a single in this case. Has this been released previously? No. This is the artist name for all of my releases, Worship Tutorials Studios. And then they'll check and make sure Spotify and iTunes is ready to go. You can choose the release date, so you can choose to release this sometime in the future. I'm just going to say this is today's date, which means they'll just release it as soon as possible. I don't want to let this be a pre-order. You can choose the label name, which may be different if you don't have the kind of account that I have. The next thing you do is the album cover. And so here is the album artwork that I made for this song called I Fall. And then they have some guidelines here about how to create this album art. Then you select the language, the genre. I'm going to say this is, Christian and gospel. I'm not going to do a secondary genre. I'm going to call this I Fall. That's the title of the song. Okay, we're going to make this the regular price of 99 cents per track. Here's where we get the audio file. And here it is. It's just a WAV file. Now you can use any sort of file formats that some of them make you use WAV files that are 44.1, but you can use WMA, MP4, MP3s, lots of different file types here. And then you can say, is this instrumental or not? Okay, so here's where you can do the YouTube thing, which is an extra expense. What that will do is it will use YouTube's Content ID service to say if somebody else uploads a video with your song in it, you will get revenue from that. I typically don't do that. I don't do the store maximizer. I don't usually do any of this stuff. Now here it says I selected YouTube Music as a store. So DistroKid is going to upload it to YouTube under just a general artist name. This is different than if you have a YouTube channel. So it won't upload to your YouTube channel. It just puts it on YouTube. And it has to do with Google Play. So if you want Google Play, you have to do this. So here it is where the cover song thing comes into play. It's under songwriter. You can say, I wrote this song, or I manage the songwriter. In other words, it's an original. Or you can say another artist wrote this song. And just a quick note about that, you can cover other artists' songs without specifically reaching out to them or their label and saying, can I cover this song? And it's perfectly legal for you to do that. The only thing you have to do is pay royalties to the songwriter or the distributor for that songwriter. And so DistroKid takes care of that for you, which makes things so much easier. I used to do this all myself, so I would actually license the song. A lot of the time it comes from Capital CMG. They distribute a lot of the artists that release music, worship music, and so I would license the songs from Capital, and then every quarter I would figure up exactly what I owed them. It was just a ton of paperwork and headache. And so DistroKid will do it for you, and they charge $1 per song per month as sort of the management fee or the paperwork fee for that, plus the actual licensing fees, which I think is like 9 cents per sale of a song. So in other words, what it works out to is $12 per year per song. So if you do a lot of cover songs like me, you're probably going to want to do some math to say, oh, am I going to be able to make enough money from these to cover those costs? But in my experience, it's worth it for me not to have to do all that paperwork, and it may be for you as well. So this song is by North Point, Inside Out. All I have to do is say the original artist or the songwriter, and DistroKid will take care of the rest. The song title is I Fall. Okay? And then you say this does not sample the original recording. So you can't use original recordings. It has to be your recording of somebody else's song. But that is all there is to it. To do a cover song, you just say another artist wrote it. Here's the artist name. Here's the song title. Done. DistroKid takes care of everything else. We have to choose the file. We've done everything else. We just hit done. They verify. And they'll upload the artwork and the song, the actual song. And it's done. And then they'll send it out to the different services. So I mentioned earlier that I think DistroKid has some unique advantages for churches and for worship bands and that kind of thing. And one of those advantages, I think, is the way that they do licensing. Like I said, when I was uploading the song, they'll charge you basically $12 a year per song to license a cover song. So if you're a church and you're wanting to release a worship album that has some popular worship songs on it, they make it so easy to do that. Another thing that they allow you to do is you can go in and say you can set up revenue splits in every song. Let's say Bradford Mitchell, who's on this channel a lot, and I wrote a song together, which is something that we're talking about doing. And Bradford and I wanted to split the revenue from that song 50-50. All I have to do is go into my DistroKid account, and I can add Bradford Mitchell in as a person that would receive, revenue, and add, I think, you can add PayPal information, that kind of thing. And DistroKid will automatically just send him 50% of the revenue and send me 50% of the revenue. So you don't have to do that stuff on your own and keep track of all that stuff. And if you're a church, or if you're a worship leader at a church and you're wanting to record an album and you want to kind of spread the wealth a little bit and pay different worship leaders that are going to be on your album or songwriters, it's so easy to do that with DistroKid, and it just happens automatically. So You know, the way they handle cover songs, the how easy it is for you to upload stuff. You just saw it just took me about a minute, you know, or a few minutes to upload a song. And then the way they handle distribution of revenue is really cool. If you're like a label, you know, if you're a church that has different artists under you, you can set yourself up as sort of a record label, and you can manage different artists, and they can each have their own artist section. They do great reporting as far as statistics and that kind of thing, how many times your song is streamed, how many downloads. And they make the payout really easy as well. So like I said earlier, you can use any of these services to distribute your music, but I feel like DistroKid is sort of in a unique position, both in the way that they do their pricing model, the flat rate per year, which is really good, and the way they handle cover songs, and a lot of these other services will do cover song stuff for you as well. But just a lot of options with DistroKid. I've also communicated with their support staff on a number of occasions, and they're super responsive, really nice people, really easy to work with. So DistroKid is offering you a discount on your first year of membership if you're interested in signing up. There's a link below that you can follow and sign up, and you'll get 7% off your first year. Check out that link below. Check out more about DistroKid. If you have any questions, let me know. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.